And as the Lakers entered the building, there was a fierce look in their eyes. That's the look of a team out to defend its home court. There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting set to bring you all of today's action. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin and guys, the NBA is a shoe culture, and none is more popular than the Kobe 4. Originally released in 2009, last season almost a quarter of all NBA players worn them. And that's not just a tribute to the Mamba, but a testament to a design that has stood the test of time. P.J. Tucker called them the best hoop shoe ever. Strong praise. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Two terrific defenses tonight, Greg. They do it in a variety of ways. It's been hard for either team to score.
You know, strong on ball, in help, in transition, and both coaches doing such a great job of making the adjustments. And listen, the reality is defense still can be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
And we're seeing it right before our eyes. So the Nets starting five. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. He'll be the Nets off the tip. So the Nets starting five. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Dinwiddie in at the shooting guard. Now here's Dinwiddie. McGee with the block.
Yeah, if you had to pick the top priority from McGee, I think that's it. Contest shots, block shots, get in the air, use that length to deny shots at the rim.
KD against Green. Davis kicks to Green. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Outside Irving. Passes it to Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
Boy, with that long reach of his, so easy for KD to throw it down.
And now we go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Frank Vogel. David.
Yeah, Kevin, he thinks their defense cannot afford to make mental mistakes. The team that they're going up against does a great job of diagnosing the situation and then making the right play and the right read. That makes this a very difficult challenge. Guys?
Yeah, David, thanks. We appreciate the report. They're in a tough spot to try to figure out how to slow down those shooters, GA.
Yeah, it's going to take a great defensive effort from all five guys. Should be fascinating to watch.
Well, you know what? I think they've got to run guys off their spots, to your point. Make them work hard for every opportunity they get. Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the game. Free throw drops for Dinwiddie. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. LeBron against Allen. They kick it out to Green. Back to James. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. James has got 5 now.
You know, I don't think his three-point shooting, guys, is what we think of most with LeBron James, but it's certainly a big part of what makes him so dangerous and special now.
Now here's Durant. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 7.
Boy, they're on fire right now, cooking with gas, starting this one out 4 or 5.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the player, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
Here's Irving following the basket by Anthony Davis.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going.
Neither did the defense.
Pass to Bradley. That one goes in.
Boy, can he finish in the paint. That's one thing we know he's good at.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. Outside Irving. Durant.
Irving doing a nice job there, being creative and efficient with that beautiful assist.
And it's Bradley with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Timeout.
Trailing by 2. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing. And when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go.
Platoon swap here for the Lakers. And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jared Allen. Chandler comes in for Kevin Durant. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Caris LeVert. And Harris subbed in for Dinwiddie. And here's Rondo. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Rondo. Here is Howard. Shot clock at 6. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. For 3, Caldwell Pope. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard.
Used to having a hand in his face, Caldwell Pope likes the challenge of making hard shots.
Prince outside. The pass to Jordan. Caldwell Pope against Harris. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Now here's Howard. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Caldwell Pope. And yes, it's good.
You know, he entered the league as a straight-line dribble driver, KCP. He's worked hard to add some wiggle to his game.
Irving against Rondo.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Lakers trail by 3. Now here's Rondo. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
It's the Nets now. Brooklyn leading by 3. Lobs it up for Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
Boy, Jordan is an alley-oop specialist, a big target with strength and bounce.
Rondo looking around. Pass to Kuzma. Over Prince. And it's good off the back rim and in.
Can't be thrown any better. That bounce pass hit him right in stride.
That one doesn't go. And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Nets lead by 3. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And recently, Kevin Durant discussed what they have to face night in and night out.
I think we get a lot of teams' best shot in the first half, where they, hitting on all cylinders, playing good brand of ball, moving fast, playing great defense. And I feel like we're at that level to start the game, and then, it's about who can last at that level the longest.
And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
They've got Kyle Kuzma. Also Howard out there. Rajon Rondo is out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Caruso in at the shooting guard position. That's the Laker 5. Dinwiddie is checked in for Brooklyn. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Lakers.
And without a doubt, Taurean Prince comes in looking for his shot. At times, however, he can have tunnel vision.
Greg, it's funny you say that because I like to think of it more as selective seeing, and he wants to see the basket more than he sees his teammates. But that's not all bad for a guy like Prince. I mean, some teams actually need a player who's aggressively looking to score at all times, and I think ultimately, though, it'll limit his usage if he can't become a better distributor of the ball as well.
For Brooklyn, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Anthony Davis comes in for Dwight Howard. And James subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. Caris LeVert comes in for Harris. So many people know your story, born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, playing in front of so many people, has its pros and cons.
Right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling. And, yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
Here's James following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Kevin Durant.
Par for the course for James. I mean, he forces his man to overcommit, gets the bucket, and draws the foul.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Lakers.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, and I think another key, guys, will be can they continue to hit that mid-range shot? I mean, they've been very effective here early on. And last season, we got to see what an effective playmaker LeBron James can be. The assist numbers through the roof, career high for him at the age of 35.
Absolutely remarkable. And Greg, when I first saw him in high school in Northeastern Ohio, I thought his passing was his greatest attribute, and that was after just seeing him play one time. And he's shown that throughout his career. Took on full ball handling responsibilities with the Lakers last year and showed you what he can do. He is a gifted passer and an extremely versatile player.
And here is LeBron after the three-pointer from KD. Shot clock at 5. Here's McGee trying to get open as Davis. The shot's good from McGee. And the Lakers lead by 1.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Stolen by McGee. Green against LeVert. Passes it to Caruso. He dishes it to James. Davis inside. KD's on him. And that one's good by Davis.
You know, with as much damage as Davis does inside, you know, AD is able to find plenty of opportunities from the mid-range, too.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Checked in for the Lakers. And the Nets also making a change. Harris is checked in for Taurean Prince. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Dinwiddie against Bradley. It's stolen by Green. Bradley with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Now Bradley. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. And now a 5-point Laker lead.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Back to Dinwiddie. Clock at 6. Inside, here's LeVert. Green with the block.
Excellent defender is Danny Green. He's instinctual, and he's got great court awareness defensively.
James finds McGee. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 3 assists now in this one.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Pass to KD. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Markieff Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Caris LeVert. That shot wide open. Bradley's got the lead up to 10 now for the Lakers.
Like the sun rising every day, you can count on LeBron to have his head up scanning the floor and finding the open man.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
the Lakers with some changes. Howard comes in for Davis. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Danny Green. Then for the Nets, Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. And Wilson Chandler subbed in for Dinwiddie. Irving, that drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
You know, big guys like Jordan who can facilitate are really valuable. Spots the open man and gets it right to him.
LeBron kicks to Rondo. Outside Bradley. Let's go. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited.
Here's Rondo, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
You know, when Rondo is at his most effective, he's setting up people, but he's also getting some points for himself on the perimeter. Then the passing lanes really open up for him, and he can give you real headaches when that happens.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Chandler dishes to KD. Over Morris. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Cut to just 9 on the basket from Durant.
Boy, if you allow Durant that look, he's going to punish you. I mean, it's that simple.
James with it. And there's the pass to Howard. Fires from deep. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
How about that one? A perfect finish to the half for them to tack another 3 points onto their lead.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. You knew when the Lakers landed Davis's team would be a force. Shaq, is this Davis's team now, or is it still LeBron?
I don't believe you asked me that question, Ernie.
Well, then let me ask it to Kenny. Is this Davis's team now, or is it LeBron's?
Well, it's LeBron's team. But Davis is still probably, at times, the most talented player on the court, but he's never the best player on the court.
Same thing Kenny said.
Thank you, Shaq.
Kevin Harlan standing by. Sorry I asked. And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. And it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Caris LeVert. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2-guard spot. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. Here's Bradley, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And James throws it down.
Hard to play better defense than that, guys. I mean, but right there, James simply overpowered it.
Out left to the wing. Dinwiddie wide open. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Dinwiddie's got 8.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Green against LeVert. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
You got to D up LeVert better than that, but I mean, he excelled at scoring over the defense.
And guys, Caris LeVert can do so much while he's on the basketball floor. The problem for LeVert is just staying on the basketball floor.
Yeah, injuries have really slowed him down the last couple of years, Greg, and it's unfortunate because this kid's an outstanding player. He gets it done in every way as a wing scorer. He can make plays, he can defend, he can score the ball. LeVert says he tries to model his game after Penny Hardaway, and if he can stay healthy, I don't think that comparison's too far off.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Los Angeles with some changes. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for JaVale McGee. Caldwell Pope comes in for James. And it's Alex Caruso in for Avery Bradley. Prince is checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Caruso. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Caldwell Pope outside. Pass to Caruso. Outside, Green. Davis down low, defended by Allen. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. And the foul goes against Brooklyn.
That is textbook when you're talking a pump fake. Well executed that time by Davis. So good at knowing how to use that shot fake effectively.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, I tell you what, you can make a case he's the best player in the league. Davis is really the total package, both ends of the floor, and he continues to get better.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
On the wing, Irving. He has 6. Dinwiddie kicks to Prince. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Prince has got 8 points.
And you know Prince is feeling it when he takes this shot. Love the confidence.
Here's Caruso. He's covered by Irving. Caruso, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Got a piece of it. Stolen by LeVert. Here's Dinwiddie, and he goes in for the dunk.
Boy, LeVert showing you his unselfishness there. I mean, if you're open, he loves getting you the ball.
Lakers leading by 5. Caruso kicks to Green. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. 6 to shoot. For 3, Caldwell Pope. It's good from long range. He's got 11.
I think Caldwell Pope has done a nice job developing into a legit deep ball threat.
Irving passes to LeVert. Passes it to Dinwiddie. There's the feed to Allen. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Kuzma. Pass to Davis. Over Allen. Again, Los Angeles.
Boy, that jump shot of Anthony Davis continues to evolve. Looking better and better every time I see it.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are three guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. To do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. With some changes. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Green. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Alex Caruso. And then for Brooklyn, Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. And Harris subbed in for Caris LeVert. Now here's Irving. He has 6. Outside Jordan. And Harris wide open. He shoots. A three-pointer is right on target. Harris has got 5 points so far.
Like a lot of shooters, Harris prefers to release off a pass, catch and shoot, not the dribble.
Caldwell Pope passes to Howard. Kuzma kicks to Rondo. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Boy, I've always respected Rondo's tenacity, his smarts, and his willingness to make plays.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. Leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches. And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what,
that was terrific!
Good. Now this is impressive. Durant showing you all of that creativity with that one.
Rondo bounce pass. James the pass to Caldwell Pope, and that one good. He's got 13.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
Numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. He's got everybody involved.
And that one's good, Irving.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game.
Mercy, mercy me. It's really, really hard to keep Howard out of the paint. Once he gets the position he wants, he's going to look to throw it down.
And here is KD. 16 points for him. Pops it up for Jordan. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay. The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Here's Irving. LeBron James is out there with Morris. Then there's Bradley. Then there's Howard. And it's Rondo in at the 1 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Well, that's par for Durant. I mean, that's what he gives you, the ability to score at all 3 levels.
LeBron against Durant. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by James. And the Lakers lead by 7. And KD's got the ball here for the Nets. Irving passes to Jordan. Back to Irving. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 10 assists. LeBron James on the wing, guarded by Harris. Good on the shot.
That's as good as you can defend LeBron inside, and it's still not good enough.
The Lakers making a switch here. McGee's checked in. Free throw good, LeBron.
Amongst the many things that I appreciate most about LeBron James, and there are a lot, his leadership. I mean, everybody else just kind of naturally falls into place behind him because he's such a good example and a positive leader.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Rondo against Irving. Here's McGee, and it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Very tough hoop there for McGee. Even though he's in tight, guys, it takes a lot of focus to convert over that kind of defense.
Pops it up for Jordan. Durant finds Jordan. Bradley against Irving. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Hey, when you defend Irving, you've got to be all in. I mean, his finishing ability is extraordinary.
And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. Davis is checked in for the Lakers. Green comes in for Rajon Rondo. And then for Brooklyn, Allen comes in for Jordan. And Caris LeVert subbed in for Harris. And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
Here's Green up and in on the layup. And the Lakers lead by 8.
Yeah, you know, we all think of Green as a shooter, and he is, but he's capable of more than that. He scores in other ways, too. Sneaky athleticism.
Here's the pass to KD. Count it. 22 points for Kevin Durant.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
James dishes to McGee. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
It really balances out the backcourt when McGee is able to provide points inside. I mean, that's big.
That's good from McGee.
Hey, you know, guys, McGee has won back-to-back titles with the Warriors. You know, that's not too bad for a journeyman.
Pass to Dinwiddie. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Bradley passes to LeBron. And they double up James. McGee finds Green. Just 4 to shoot. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense. Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
James, the pass to McGee. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Here's LeBron. The shot's good.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop LeBron. I mean, he's strong, and when he gets up ahead of steam, he's a freight train.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. You look at James, what a contribution.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
Let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, LeBron James.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He wants them to work for more easy baskets in transition. He said, the moment we take possession of the ball, I want us to attack. If there's nothing there, then you can pull it back out and run the offense. Kevin?
Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him.
And a nice touch on the finish.
And Durant gets double teamed. Kicks it out to Allen. Passes to Dinwiddie. It's LeVert on the wing. Covered by LeBron. And the shot goes down. LeVert's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, he's getting smarter at reading these situations, guys. LeVert's basketball IQ and pick and rolls ascending.
And they double up James. They kick it out to Green. And a and it's the Lakers from deep.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on deep.
For three, Durant, and again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Right back at you, Durant motivated to put it right in his opponent's face. No better way to do it than with a three of his own.
Pass to Green. Lakers passing it around, and it goes down 2 points.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And Durant gets it to go.
Doing all he can so far, but they still find themselves trailing.
Here's Bradley to the middle, and McGee kicks to LeBron. Back to McGee. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go. It sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
One shot.
That's good from McGee.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out. I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yep, I'd agree with you. Chalk it up. W in the bag.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
And so James will bring it up for the Lakers. They've led by as many as 14 points. Outside, Green. Back to James. To the inside. And so the Lakers take the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, you have accomplished so much in this league. How have you sustained it for this long?
You know, it's only a select few. It's not many who make it to this point, and I would never take the game for granted. That's why I try to give everything I can till I can't give no more. And I've been around some great players, great coaches, great organizations, and for me to have this opportunity right here means a lot, and I'm very humble.
Well, we appreciate all the work you've put in, man. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.